Hi,
Welcome,
everyone. Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. I'm Bethany. This is Sparky. This is Pepper, right? Isn't she cute? She's a little scruffy dog. All right, guys. We want to let you know you can ask questions down in the comments below, and we'll be happy to answer them. Please give us the age and breed of your dog, and you can also, direct message us to have a chance for us to answer the question on the show.
and obviously we have a lot of questions, so we may not get to everyone's
Yes,
in one show. However, we do something that's a little bit different. Is if we read your question, we answer it, and you're on hearing that. Respond if you have a further question.
Yeah.
We love the dialect going between because it just feels a lot more real. So.
And if we don't get to your questions, we have an online school. You just go to thepuppyacademy.com and check out our online school where we go over everything humanly possible.
And one of the biggest things that a lot of people say in this live is there's obviously not enough time to get through all the questions.
Right.
It's a full hour versus just 30 minutes, and it's a much smaller client pool joining those. So you might even have a better chance of getting your questions answered there.
Yep. All right, guys.
You want to start with the long or you want to go short?
Sure. I'll start with Christy. Christy has a bit of a different type of question. We don't normally answer, questions once the puppies get older, but this is a good one. 1.5-year-old Mini Goldendoodle. She's been crate trained from 8 weeks old. She's done wonderful. Recently, he's having issues barking at night. 3 nights and counting. We made sure that he didn't need a potty break at first. And we're trying to let him tough it out since he doesn't need to potty. I'm really discouraged. I don't know what to do. He seems uneasy and distressed now. I'm guessing just at night. My question would be, are you still doing a little bit of crating during the day? If not, I might add that back in. But not just like, you're so calm. Not just like normal crating, but are you actively involving crate in your daily training? Because a lot of times we get rid of that. I mean, I certainly did with my dogs, and then if they had an issue, I would start to add it back in again. So what I mean by that is, if you're doing, if I'm like, Pepper, come, sit, place, down, stay, good, food, come, crate, we call it house, kennel up, whatever you say, and start to make it part of your 10-15 minutes of daily, or if you do 3 days a week, that would be fine too. That way your puppy is going in and out of crate, maybe for a piece of food that is actively part of the routine, not just when they stay there. That's just to kind of help with the context of crate. It won't necessarily directly help you with the barking, but I would make sure that you're still doing that for the comfortability of crate.
And this answer is a little bit more generic, but it's going to help for a lot of people who are having regression in anything that you're working on. Any type of regression you're getting when your dog becomes an older dog, even 4 months to 8 months, that's like a different world, a different universe for your dog. If they're struggling with going in house, they're struggling with staying on place, go back to the basics. Place break, house break for food, and then slowly build them back up. I love what Bethany said about doing the daytime stuff as well, because a lot of people kind of just fall into the rhythm of the dog sleeps all day on their dog bed, but you're not doing as much crate, if any, when they get older, which she's right. We don't do it for our dogs anymore. Well, we do it for Ladybug at work, but our other dog doesn't. But if we run into struggles or issues, we will go back to it to reteach the basics and build them back up from it.
I would need, I'm wondering if something startled your dog a few nights ago. Like they heard the neighbor, they heard a barking dog, startled them awake. They're starting to feel a bit more territorial because they're an adolescent dog now. So they're starting to do alarm barking, and something happened to shift that. To be honest, you kind of just need a no in some way. That might be a no and a pet corrector squirt, like settle down. It might be a no and a firmly tap the crate, like cut it out and be quiet. But a lot of this is going to be what you do outside of crate. So one more thing that I would do is maybe try to look up dog meditation, or we have this on our online school, but dog meditation or puppy meditation, place patterning, that's another term, on YouTube, and see if you can find one of my videos on how to do just a really slow down crate routine, and I would do that before bed. So 10-15 minutes, it's crate, down, there's food. If I use food, it's really low key, pause, let's go, tiny turn, pause before you even go in crate, you stop them with the leash, they don't get in trouble or anything, you just use leash pressure, slow them down, crate down, and you do this monotonous routine over and over, and it just kind of brings them down a little bit, and then you just unclip the leash, shut the door, and go to bed. And this is just something that kind of helps over time. Like I would say a week or 2 weeks, you should start to notice a difference. But please try our tips, come back and let me know. I would tough some of this out as well. All right, you want to do one of
You
your
have a
short
couple
ones?
questions over here too.
You're
Can you?
getting a lot from Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's got some good ones too. I
Hey,
think.
it came up on live. All right. Am Howell says recommendations for introducing a puppy to cats. 4-month-old pup, Mastiff Shepherd mix. He's been kangaroo hopping at the cats, and they keep smacking him when he gets too close. Make sure they do have separate areas, but he's getting, ballsier with them now.
Well, separate areas, is that separate area that you're making because he's wearing a leash, or there's baby gates, or do they have separate areas because the cats always have a space to climb up to in the same room that he's in?
Where they can
Because-
chase, like he's
yeah.
still looking and can chase
But
him.
where that comes in, he can't touch any part of his body on that cat tree, on that wall or the ledge that the cat loungy thing is on. The dog can't. I don't know what the heck they're called. Do you know what they're called?
Use a pet corrector or really firm body blocking for your no whenever he intrudes upon a cat tree or a dog or a cat loungy thing. If he does anything like that, it'd be really firm with body blocking, body language, or pet corrector, which squirts out air. You can get them on Amazon. I don't think you need to introduce him. You've already introduced him, and the cats are smacking him around, so you need to back up what the cats are saying.
Yep.
And so I would practice recall from the cats. Come food, break, come food, break, come food, break, with him just sniffing the cats, or the cat on the other side of the gate, or the cat walking by, whatever it is, on leash. And I would really work on that relationship of being able to get him to listen to you over the cats. And this is something that needs to be done 10 minutes every day for the next 2 to 3 months.
And you probably need to build more of a threshold of getting your dog to come to you without the cats even in the room first.
That's why I said behind the gate. Oh, I see what you're saying.
If
To
that
prac-
dog looks at a cat, my
Yeah.
dog's not coming away from a cat unless I've done it a couple hundred times.
Yeah. So to practice without the cat might have to be the first thing, but that's just to give you more leverage. But you back up what the cat is saying, and when the cat bats him away, you step in front of the cat. Like if Sparky is the cat, I'm gonna step in front of him facing my dog and make my puppy get back. Go on, get back. Like you can use an out or an off if you want to go ahead and start to apply a word to the action. And then if your puppy's not on leash, you need to go ahead and put him on leash.
Pepper's mom said hi. Pepper's mom said, "Hi, Pepper. Love mom. Be a good girl."
She is being good.
She actually is being
Yeah.
really, really good.
She's really chill.
Let me read one of mine.
For right now.
And then we'll go to one more of those.
Okay.
Instagram, whoever's doing those questions, you guys are giving good ones too.
We're waiting.
I'm trying to get the mic out. All right, how to transition 11-week golden retriever from being in playpen to more time around the house. Oh, you're nowhere close.
Did she say
Nowhere
week?
close.
Does that say
11 weeks.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but
Yeah,
that's cute.
You're still
You're so cute.
introducing a structure schedule. How come you can say it, but if I say it, that's going to be like
You're so cute. So cute.
mansplaining if I say it.
That's adorable.
Your dog is just still significantly too long. You probably have another 4 months, 5 months of giving like pretty firm schedule before you start giving a little bit more freedom in the house. And even when you give freedom in the house, it's all on leash. If you want to like find your way of slowly introducing it, when you do your free time, you're maybe not just doing a playpen, training, walk, play, all that, but you could do walk and play on leash, training on leash, and the last 10 minutes before they go back to the crate is on leash, tethered to your hip. And then they're kind of just a shadow within your space, but they're not confined to a playpen or tethered to a dog bed, like you've heard us say before.
It's confusing when he says free time because in the program, free time is not free time.
It's not freedom to roam.
It's play.
structured free time.
It's structured play, training, and then supervised separation where they're in an area that's puppy proofed and they can't get into anything. And so putting that puppy on leash and starting to walk around with that puppy as well as training, that would be the beginning. But you are, I wouldn't say you're months from that. Like you could have the puppy tethered to you on leash right now for your out time. That would be perfectly acceptable. But you're months from having your puppy drag a leash around and potentially be able to go in other rooms and things like that because you're gonna start to find potty accidents and things that are chewed up, and you're gonna get mad, and it's not gonna be your puppy's fault. So you need more structure right now for a while.
I've counted
For a
that.
while. Okay, hurry up.
If you're going to give the tether time, how Bethany said, you still need to have your supervised separation.
And your
because
crate- and your crate time.
This is not supervised separation with your dog tethered because there is no separation.
Right.
Supervised separation is putting them in a confined area, whether it's a back tie to bed or it's a playpen where they don't have access to you, which is one of the easiest ways to eliminate, if not reverse, if not prevent, separation anxiety from forming alongside your crate.
Which is important for an 11-week-old.
Huge.
All right, Nicole says, 4-month-old Cavapoo, severe separation. Oh man, I had to read this one. Sorry, Nicole.
You're gonna have a tough couple weeks.
4-month-old Cavapoo, severe separation anxiety, cries when I leave the room for 10 seconds, can't be left with others when I leave the room. Oh, this is different. Any advice to help? Can't be left with others when you leave the room. You have a really tough relationship issue on your hands. So you probably do have separation anxiety. Your puppy is already genetically prone to having separation anxiety, but something has happened for them to link it to you. Have you been doing this with your puppy half of the day, half the time your puppy is out? Is this what you're doing? Because you got to stop that right away. Like that's created that. This is a harsh word, but it's a word trainers use all the time when they want to tell the truth. It's created a bit of a toxic relationship between the two of you, and so you have got a lot of work to do to try to change how your puppy views you. So you need to be doing 90% structured training, structured play, teaching place and to move away from place, like stay, things like that. Boundaries with thresholds, like you have got to go deep dive into that stuff. That's 90% of your day. And then 5 to 10% is slow, calm pets, massage that are earned. And then you have to learn how to make sure you calm your puppy down after. So let me give you my point. So 4-month-old Cavapoo can absolutely learn to go to their spot and lay down and not follow me. Believe it or not, it's very challenging. I'm not saying that it's not for the average owner, but it is
anything. It would be hard.
But it is doable. And so until I can teach my puppy not to follow me through the hallway, not even to another room, just through the hallway, and I'm doing body language and I'm retargeting them back to place, teaching them to go to place and stay. Until I can do that and come in and out of the room, and they don't have to perfectly stay on place at 4 months old, but I can tell them not to follow me. I'm not doing any holding or cuddling. I'll do earned pets throughout the day, and then I need to calm the puppy back down afterwards, redirect them to food or a toy, things like that. But cuddling is only after you can tell your puppy not to follow you. That is going to go a long way, because this is not about crate necessarily. It's about how the puppy views people, his relationship with people. And I'm not saying that like you just caused this by holding your puppy. From a genetic perspective, you could do 2 puppies, the exact same thing. One puppy would have separation anxiety, one puppy wouldn't. So there's already a genetic inclination for your puppy to be like this, and you need to adapt quickly to make sure it doesn't get any worse. That would be my starting point. We could talk about this for an hour, but that's my starting point. Anything to add to that? Or is that enough for now?
No, that's yes.
Good.
Yes.
Read one of yours.
We got TikTok.
Sure.
Sorry.
I don't have TikTok. It's not working. It's all frozen.
There you go.
TikTok, if your screen is frozen, try exiting out, coming back in. That usually fix it. Mine's frozen, so I assume yours might be too. All right, Luisa, 24-week-old female Corgi, fully potty trained, asked to go out all the time. When will this slow down? It will not slow down if they ask to go out and you always acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Are we doing some kind of structured training? Because how we teach dogs to go potty on command is they're in the crate for a portion of time. They come out, we give them a chance to go potty. They don't go potty, they go back to the crate. We rinse and repeat, putting them out, taking them in, until we eventually get that potty. So you're virtually teaching them to go potty on command, and they don't earn free time until they do it. There was a second part. Asked to go out all the time. If they're asking for it, there's also a possibility that you're giving too much water, especially if you're following what I just mentioned.
Yeah.
By
if
the
you're
way,
already following a schedule and they're still asking,
you can
that's
go
when
on
you-
our blog and get that schedule as well. YouTube.
Link in bio, masterclass.
I was so close.
Link in bio, masterclass.
Free masterclass too.
Free.
So
Free.
we'll give it to you guys for free. But basically you need to be on a schedule. That's going to give the potty on command. You need to manage your water, not limit, not prevent, manage properly, which means the right measurement, which is a half cup of water per 30 pounds of body weight every 2 to 3 hours. Now I'll say it slow. Half cup of water for every 30 pounds of body weight every 2 to 3 hours, which is about the time of your schedule as well.
Cool. No, that's it. B. Nicole says, I have a 5-month-old. Oh, whoa, where are you going?
She wants me, Bethany.
Or she was looking at Kimberly. I don't know.
Love me.
5-month-old German Shepherd, super reactive, about to be 6 months. When I bring him out of the house to use the restroom, very reactive, barking. Tried to
That was me. I was.
Oh, was it? Trying to redirect to food doesn't work. Just keeps barking. I've taken him to PetSmart, trying to get him used to other dogs on leash, but I end up having to leave. Yeah, PetSmart is a really hard place to go.
That's advanced.
He's great with my other dogs. He just doesn't seem to like other dogs. What am I doing wrong? Well, this puppy actually, in my opinion, needs a correction of some sort. And in order to do that, you're going to need professional one-on-one help guidance, or do a 24-hour deep dive into YouTube videos for balance training, because you're not going to be able to redirect an adolescent dog. And that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a German Shepherd that's coming into adolescence and is starting to be very territorial, and it gets worse, not better, if this isn't nipped in the bud right away. And then honestly, even if you do everything perfect from here on out, you might have some rocky times through adolescence with a dog like this. Stop going to PetSmart though. And let me ask you this, can your dog, your puppy, heel nicely, take food, have confidence in you and in himself to go to Lowe's in a public place where there are no dogs? Because if that's not happening, then he definitely can't handle a PetSmart where there is all of that craziness, all those smells, plus pheromones from the grooming center, bad pheromones, nervous pheromones, and dogs. Like, it's just too much is my point. So.
I think this little girl's got to go pee. And can you point out, she's got a little scab under her armpit to Elizabeth, please?
All right. So, yeah, and I know that's not super helpful like you were hoping for, but that's the route I would go.
Private trainer, definitely, though.
Yeah,
You're looking, actually, I'm going to give you the progression. I don't want to taint it. Let the private trainer tell you.
Okay, Gigi says 15-week-old Sheepadoodle. Oh, this thing's got.
I like Sheepadoodles. They're just short and stock.
It says Mini Sheepadoodle. Yeah. How do I discourage jumping on the couch? She can't fully clear it yet, but she's getting her paws up.
I almost dropped an F-bomb on live.
That's how you do it.
Oh,
sorry. Well, I hope your rib.
What are you doing today?
I hope your rib is doing better.
It's not. I gotta go to the chiropractor after this to get it put back in.
I just realized that he's got a bad rib.
I got a dislocated rib.
I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're fine. Don't do that to me, by the way. So anyway, that's what you do. Like, if my puppy is coming up to me,
Don't.
I won't. I guess it might be ibuprofen for you.
Kimberly, come here.
So your puppy's coming up to you on the couch. I mean, just be really clear, no, and bump them off. And then use the leash to back it up.
Yeah.
And so you need a redirection. So first you're going to say no in some way and bump your puppy off firmly, clearly, and mean it. And then you need to have you could have a little pouch of dog food, on you whenever your puppy is out or something like that, and your puppy's dragging a leash, because then you're going to go place and toss a few pieces of food. And they're going to hop off, and that's okay. Place, toss a few pieces of food, and then do nothing. And they come back and try to enter into your space again. Rinse, repeat. Block, no. Place and guide them onto place, which is going to be close to you, obviously.
That was my next question. So is it like by your feet?
Yeah.
Because that's what I also like to teach is if I'm doing on the couch, dog is prone to jumping up. One of my first things I tell clients is if the dog doesn't respect the privilege, eliminate it, or if you don't want it, eliminate it. Mm-hmm. But they need a spot somewhere close to you if you want them to still exist with you. Most dogs aren't going to lay by your feet on the hard floor, but give them the dog bed. I actually would like pet cots, because most time it's a little bit cooler for the thicker furred dogs, and then just lay on place. You got your bag of kibble, and then do everything she just said. I won't repeat it, because I know you're going to yell at me if I do.
And what you have to make sure of is that the rest of the family is not rewarding the paws up, because typically paws up, a small puppy gets pet.
Yep.
And so that's really confusing. Why can't they do paws up on your leg? And on the couch too, so you just have to watch out for that. You got your family has to decide what they want and be consistent with it. Okay.
I saw the follow-up. Same thing. Even if she tries to put her paws up after you guys are playing with her, still same thing. You just got to redirect, body block, pull off.
Well, if you're playing with her, you redirect her to a toy because you're in excitement action. So that is an actual redirection. I probably wouldn't do a no when I'm playing with her unless it's really excessive. And maybe you're holding the toy too high. When you hold the toy too high, they tend to jump up more.
I think she's saying jumping on the couch when she's playing with her.
Why are you jumping on the couch? So,
Sometimes
okay.
she's putting her paws up when we're playing on the floor with her. So I assume she's going to the couch putting her paws up, or is that on?
No, they're playing paws up on them.
I read that wrong.
Okay,
Sorry.
so ignore all of that. Do what I said initially. Thank you. All right. Keep the toy even with her spine. Don't hold it up, which encourages jumping up. All right, that's more managing energy than correction. Okay, Gigi says, oh, that's the other one. 5-month-old Cockapoo. How to avoid them tearing, shredding blankets or clothes. Honestly, they're too young to, if they're into mouthing things, they're too young to have that in their crate or in their area, and you need to stick to toys like Nylabones and rubber Kongs that they can't destroy. This is not like a problem. You can work on respect in the home, but shredding blankets is really common for that age. That's just an age thing. It's the same reason I don't give my my baby a blanket yet, because she'll cover her face, So
a lot of breeders will tell you to put the blanket in, or like they'll send you home with a blanket that the mother laid on, so it's got that like the pheromones
but
on
that's
it.
brief.
Yeah,
it's like 2
you're
weeks.
probably looking.
A week.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
a week
Yeah.
because you don't want them to depend on that.
Yeah. Well, and then they reach an age where they're teething, and then they have energy because they're like 4 or 5 months old. Then they just shred everything.
Teething becomes chewing.
Yeah, it's normal. All right, Carrie says 4-month-old puppy isn't giving signals that they need to go poop and ends up pooping inside. Oh, we kind of already covered this, Carrie. You can kind of go back into the questions because we had this exact same question. But honestly, you just need to get on a schedule. You shouldn't rely on your puppy to tell you.
Associate a 4-month-old puppy with a 1-year-old child.
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
younger, maybe a 10-month-old child.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't know how to alert you yet. It's something you have to teach them. Children take years.
Yeah.
Puppies take months.
Okay, let's do one of your short ones. Stubborn 12-week-old Cavapoo. Training has been tough. What does free time mean? We actually talked about this too. So free time is a combination of training, play, and by play, I don't mean give your puppy a toy and see if they go play on their own. It's interactive.
Structured play.
Fetch, drop it, sit, break, it's interactive. And then supervised separation, where if your puppy can handle this, they hang out with you in the same room, but they're not right next to you. So they could be in a crate in the same room, they could be in a playpen, they could be in a sectioned off kitchen that's puppy proofed. That's all free time.
You're teaching them to exist around you without having access to you. It builds confidence, independence, the ability to eventually self-soothe while it's still in the same room as you. It's got a lot of benefits.
And that's where you could do the leash tethered to you as well if you want. So, all right, let's see if I feel like I've got more on here. 4-month-old Great Dane. How to stop jumping up. Well, you got a dog that's as tall as you. It's very confusing.
Let's see Tara. The dog was taller than her when the dog was like 8 weeks old.
Yes, yeah. It's another client of ours. Honestly, you get a slip leash on that puppy. They drag around a slip leash. It's kind of a pain because slip leashes are expensive. So if they're chewing, maybe a regular cheap nylon leash to a martingale flat collar because it cinches. And what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 things. You're going to step into your puppy. Don't knock them, flat on their back, but you're just going to bump into them a little bit. 1 step forward, not 5. Just move in, claim their space. They touch you, you touch them. And then if they get kind of bouncy about it, or they challenge you back, like, oh, this is fun because they don't believe you, you calmly just pick up the leash and do pressure straight out and away from you. And then when the puppy calms down, then you start to walk away, see what happens. If you're still having an issue, then you need to have treats on you every time your puppy is free, dragging around a leash, and you do everything that I just said, but then you also teach them to sit, piece of food, take a few steps. Sit, piece of food, take a few steps to prevent them from constantly making that mistake. Anything to add?
I also like the food drop on the ground. That's
yes, you can do that too.
I see a dog about to jump and I'm just like, toss some kibble to the side, they go for the kibble, they look back for more food, come, play, sit, good, and turn into a training session. It's like a form of redirection, but a very strange form of redirection.
Why is it strange?
Because throwing food on the ground is not usually one of my go-tos for any puppy training.
But for this, it can help.
Specifically for me, I know Bethany does a lot more of it because she does a lot of like really young puppies too. So.
And the goal is like when you toss food on the ground, it's not at your feet. You're actually doing it to where they turn their head away from you to get it.
And then it's like you get this 2-second window to jog away, but it's not actually jog away. You're just repositioning your body.
Yeah.
And then when they finally look back up and look for you, now you're ready to train. And give you an extra 2 seconds to prep yourself.
And then you take a few steps, see if they look like they're about to jump again, rinse and repeat.
And when you scroll down, Tara, and all of over.
I love it. I love it. You're watching.
They're on here. Hi guys. Where are you? Where are
Yeah.
you? Where are you?
Are they on my screen or hers?
Our,
What?
our gentle giant.
There you are. We joined Academy, and our Great Dane puppy was 9 weeks old, and we highly recommend working with Bethany and Sparky. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tara.
And then right
They've
after
come
the
so far.
Is Gigi. Gigi just joined our online school last night.
Oh, cool.
And
How do we?
Like, we got the
she
squad
did
on.
join at 4 o'clock today, so please let her know too.
Okay, so Gigi, we have for anybody who does our online school, every Wednesday we have a 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Zoom where we can answer your questions in person. So just Gigi, in case you didn't know that because you just joined the program. But happy accident. Oh man, this is the question. Poor Gigi. Happy accidents when guests come. We take her out 10 to 15 minutes before someone is coming over and she still piddles. So this is submissive peeing.
Yep.
It's really challenging. That's why I went, aw. It's so challenging, but it's really common.
But I'm going to tell you right now, tackle it now. It gets worse and it does not get better with age.
This is someone who had like a 4-year-old Australian Shepherd that was getting disqualified in the ring because every time the judge would touch her, she'd wiggle and piddle, and you get disqualified.
Your
for
dog?
that. Yeah, my yeah.
We had a Bernedoodle about 5 years ago that during the program, they asked the same question as how do we get rid of it? I said you have to do this,
really
this,
hard.
and this. And they're like, that's a lot of work. We're just going to be okay with it. I was like, it doesn't get better, trust me. About a year and a half ago, I went to them 4 years later, and the dog literally, you couldn't look at it when you walked in the house. It would fully exhaust the bladder on couch, bed, everywhere.
Oh, one thing I would
It
say,
gets worse.
we are actually going to help you. I don't know why you went into all that. So
Because I just want you to know that is really important. And anyone else out here who has the happy piddle who maybe not realize, who doesn't realize that it's an issue, it actually doesn't get better, it gets worse. So now go.
So make sure you answer all the questions that weren't asked.
Correct.
Okay. So
That's my jam, Bethany.
side note is if you can, if you're okay with this and your vet's okay with this, do not do a 6-month-old spay. Wait till after the first heat, which I know is really annoying.
Well, sometimes it comes at 6 months.
But rarely. But wait till after. Okay, so anyway, wait a while. Okay, wait a while. I like a year old, or older. But anyway, just don't do an early spay because it is not going to help this issue. Let me tell you. One of the things that you've got to do is you've got to teach her to redirect focus on you rather than the person coming up. It's kind of like if you have a new baby, everybody wants to come over and see the baby, and the mom is like, nobody cares about me anymore. Well, this is what I know. This is what you want to make sure that you don't do with the puppy as well. Everybody comes over and wants to see the puppy right away, so the puppy learns that the world revolves around them. We don't want that. And this bladder issue will never get better because the puppy learns that people are coming over to see her. The energy is directed to her right away, and we want to change that. And so you want to practice redirecting your puppy back to place, food, like look at me, look up at me, don't bend like down because they get like this and they squat and they piddle. So you're trying to bring their head up. I wouldn't even do down. I'd try to do sit to bring their chest up and looking at me, and place is just a really good target to do that. So when people come over, they ignore her, and you don't even let people in right away. Like it's just a knock, and maybe your spouse, or you can text them to open the door, but don't come in. And they just stay there while you're practicing focus with your puppy. Okay, take 2 steps in and stop. And practicing focus with your puppy. Maybe do a little let's go, reset them in place. Like that's what you're focusing on until your puppy is totally calm. And then you still have to instruct them how to give affection if you even want to do that.
I would go 2 months with no one giving affection besides you guys,
So hard.
mom and dad, to help you break this.
And I would do it outside. So when I did finally want my guests to greet my puppy, I would actually do it outside.
Outside of their comfort zone, it's a different mentality.
No, outside, like physically outside.
Yeah, I know.
You said outside of their comfort zone.
Because outside of their comfort zone, because inside is the comfort zone, outside is not.
I'm still confused, but I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you totally got it. Anyway, hopefully that gives you some ideas. And don't be excited. Calm, neutral, firm. Not to be mean, but to be emotionless. And
We have about 3 people in our online school who are dealing with the same thing, and it's just super hard.
Yeah, we're done.
Never squat, always turn. Place pattern is one of my favorite routines to practice because it gives you an anchor spot for her to focus on and really target.
I already said that.
You did?
I did.
I thought you said walking back and forth. You
No,
brought up place?
I said place is a great anchor. You could do let's go and
I'm going to assume you
anchor her
did.
there.
Make sure you do place. Okay. Now we're good.
All right.
Now we're good.
All right.
Okay, thanks for joining, guys. See you next week. Bye.
See you same time, same place next
Awkward
week.
smile and
Bye.
thumbs up.